I'm just going to come out and say it. I'm convinced that the meaning of life, that the purpose and design of the universe, of all creation, has something to do with a homeless rabbi who hung out with all the wrong people, was executed as an enemy of the state and a threat to the empire. More than that, I'm convinced that if I want to know what God is like, I look at the human face and wounded hands and borrowed grave of Jesus of Nazareth. And in the end, I'm convinced that somehow you and I are tapped into the fullness of God's reign, that we're more fully alive by following this Jesus, by going where he goes, by seeing life through his eyes, by being made part of his movement. And that's why I'm here right now. That's why I want to invite you to be a part of this conversation, starting right now as we turn the page on a new calendar year at the start of 2021. I'm inviting you to join me and anyone else you want to invite to come along for the ride in an immersive study to go with Jesus and learn from him, to learn with him along on his way, spending the next 16 weeks together walking, or sometimes running, through the gospel according to Mark. Now, there are a couple of reasons for joining this series right now. For one, in our church tradition, this is going to be the year in our lectionary that we spend our time focused on Mark's gospel. So it makes sense to have a deeper immersion, deeper background knowledge for when we hear and reflect and study and listen to those words in the gospel of Mark preached over the course of this whole year in Sunday worship. And second, the timing is perfect too, because Mark is the shortest gospel we have in our New Testament in the Bible. And Mark goes at a frantic pace from one place to another. Jesus is rarely in one place for very long, always immediately going on to the next location and the next place, which means that if we start here at the turn of the calendar year, at the beginning of January, and take one chapter at a time, week by week by week, we'll conclude Mark's gospel and the stories of what happens at Holy Week in the last week of Jesus' life, his trial, his suffering, death, and then resurrection. That will coincide with as the church goes through Holy Week and Easter come this springtime. So that's what we'll do. We'll be offering weekly installments in a couple of formats, and you can follow in any or all as you choose and as your time and schedule allows. One, videos like this that will cover the ground of each chapter, along with written handouts we'll be offering as well. And each week we're going to be offering a live study session on Zoom, and you can join in on all those or just some of them, whatever works for you. To participate in the live Bible study sessions, if you're on the church email list, we'll send you the link every week. You can jump in as you feel comfortable, as you want to. Miss a session? Fine, join us for the next one. Life happens, I get it. So join us when you can. If you're not part of one of our congregations and you want to be connected in, reach out to us. Leave us a comment on the video. If you're following us on social media, you can reach out to us on Facebook or Twitter at either Hope or New Life's social media accounts, and you can reach out to us. We'll make sure to include you in the weekly invitations to join us on Zoom for study. That means you can participate in whatever ways work for what you need to do in your life. We're all managing an awful lot, and it feels like life keeps changing. Sometimes it feels like the world is getting yanked right out from under our feet. So if you want to just follow along watching videos week by week, or watching and supplementing that with the handouts that we're making available, go for it. If you want to think on those things and then join us for all the study sessions, or just one, or when you've got a question, you're welcome to do that as well. Each session will be self-contained to a single chapter of Mark as we trace the whole story, but let God speak to us in each one of those videos as well. However you participate, and I hope that you will, this is a chance to get to know Jesus better. Rather than just the pictures we have in our head of what we think Jesus is, or the assumptions we make about how a respectable God is supposed to act. I hope we'll all be surprised by the time we reach the end. And one thing's for sure, none of us will ever be the same again. So join us for this year's sprint through the gospel according to Mark, and run alongside Jesus with us in all the places he'll take us along the way. See you along the way.